For having so many nice things, you are so cheap.
That's why I have nice things.
I'm kind of with him because
I'm trying to think of a counterpoint, but I don't know if there is one.
No, there isn't. That's why I have nice things.
If that bracket's not rated to hold a 70-inch TV, though.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no,
I said
rated.
if it is, then that's fine. I don't blame you.
This one's rated up for 70 inches, but I bought this for $7 at Menards on sale from their clearance
My
show.
bracket's rated up to 40-inch TV because we got
you got
36-inch
plenty of room
TV.
to grow based on the TV you have.
There you go.
36. I can grow 4 inches.
That's about daily for you.
Yeah, it is.
That's normal.
Hey, grower, not a shower. Nothing wrong with that.
Growing a full 4 inches.
Take what you can get sometimes.
I mean, if that's how you want to live your life.
I don't think I have an option. You got to play the hand you're dealt, bro.
Oh, I mean, there's always options. It's just whether you feel like surgery or pumps.
At my income, my option is either cut it off or leave it alone. That's all I can afford.
Oh.
I'm just going to leave it alone.
Eunuch.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a 36-inch TV. Wait, what are you guys
Cut
talking
it off
about?
And leave the balls.
Oh, that's real
I had
weird.
a text.
That's real weird.
I got a text from Garrett the other day out of
he wanted
nowhere.
to come to the show and we said
No, he's deathly ill.
Oh, well.
So, yeah,
It'll
like
just be death.
he's like, I might die. Like, he's really sick right now.
He'll be fine. Big
And the funny thing is, he said, I think that one thing that would help me is soup.
Fucker. He don't even
he
eat
hates soup. But no, he sent me a text. He said, do you think if you like lost a testicle in an accident, every time you got aroused, it'd look like an exclamation point?
Jesus Christ. No.
No.
That's the only text I got out of the.
No. Does your
No,
dick
you got the straight part and the dot at the bottom.
But does your dick stick that straight up in the air?
Well, if you put a little string on the end of it.
That reminds me of a conversation we had many years ago about banana mornings.
How did we get here?
Because you said something about losing a testicle and your dick and ball looking like an exclamation mark.
Of that? Isn't it funny how conversations
Which would be straight up
change?
in the air, which would go back to the old conversation of if you wake up with morning wood and you have like a super curved dick, do you piss in your own face? Or do you have to like stand in the tub, stick your ass straight up in the air and push down to hit the toilet?
If you're in the tub, you just let it go.
No, because you're going to get it right in the face.
No, all drains lead to the ocean.
Yeah, that's great, but I don't want the drain to come off my body first. No.
Okay, if you got that issue, that's worse than taking a Viagra and having it last 4 hours and have to go to the doctor.
that's like if your significant other decides they want to be frisky and they like wake you up in the morning to have sex. That's the worst thing in the world because I have to piss immediately upon waking up, and
because you're old.
That switch doesn't flip very easily. So one, you're trying really hard to not piss yourself while you're having sex.
Okay, let's go. Let's move on.
You move when you're done. You go to piss and nothing happens. It's stuck. We're
going to title this segment
happening now.
"Words from My Uncle." You can just picture an old guy whittling on the front porch. Listen here, kids. When your significant other wants to arouse you in the morning. Tell us more, Uncle G.
Window. I need a 5-minute window. Go piss first.
Takes you 5 minutes to piss in the morning?
Listen, you don't understand how much my bladder will hold. I took a piss the other day. I swear to God, it lasted 90 seconds. I felt like Tom Hanks in A League.
You understand 90 seconds isn't 5 minutes, right?
Well, no, but like 90 seconds is a long time for a steady stream of urine to exit the tip of your dick.
And the rest of it.
That's a long time. Like, think about just standing there, and it just doesn't stop. And every time you think it's going to stop, it doesn't.
It just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
It's like the Energizer Bunny.
Right.
I don't know what I expected bringing you today, but this wasn't it.
I mean, this was your idea.
I'm not mad. I'm entertained right now. It just went off the deep end from the get-go.
Absolutely.
It's like usually you get a running start to the cliff edge. We just started on the cliff edge, just went, let's just jump and see what happens.
I just finished an 0-10 football season. I jumped like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm in free fall, bro.
Go Tigers, my alma mater.
Absolutely.
I blame the new offensive coordinator.
Leave me alone.
Oh, yeah. He's the offensive coordinator at Circleville. They went 0-10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know that it had anything to do with my play calling, though.
No, it has to do with kids that don't want to work. And kids not wanting to play.
We had some kids that were on our team that wanted to work, but the kids that were on our team that wanted to work did not necessarily have the talent level necessary to see success.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I show up and Martelle just looks like he's angry about life.
Well, it's because we're talking about the sports balls.
It's typical. No, when I'm talking when I first got here, he just looked grumpy.
Oh, that's because you interrupted me and I was playing Assassin's Creed.
Ooh, Odyssey.
You know, I come every...
It's so good.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah. I have to finish that before I can play Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm waiting to get Red Dead until I get my coaching stipend, because then I'm buying the Xbox One X.
Which is all very interesting, but let's not spend 10 minutes on that now. You guys can game nerd out after this.
Why? Why don't you just look at the timeline? We're at 10 minutes already.
I know. I don't want to go another 10 on Assassin's Creed.
Oh, fuck it. We'll get to
Mainly
it.
because
We'll get to it at some point.
We'll do it afterwards.
Did
Off
you notice
the
that
air,
the
you
big
can nerd all
statue
you
of
want.
Zeus on the main island when you start, you can climb out onto his dick?
And that was the second
I'm
time I
going
got
back
crabs.
after-
No, you can literally, like, it's naked
yeah.
Zeus. You can climb out on his dick.
I'm going to take a picture once we get,
I also heard in Red Dead,
Gonna have
you
some
can have
great
gay cowboy
Instagram
sex.
pics.
Yes.
You can go full
I
Brokeback.
can't quit you.
Yeah, you can go full Brokeback in Red Dead.
Is that a line from Brokeback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen
You've
I
never
don't-
seen Brokeback Mountain?
I've never
No.
seen it either, but
It's a
I
good
know
movie.
that one line.
Just a
Yeah,
lot of gay
right.
cowboy sex.
I haven't.
I've seen your bedroom. You've got a Heath Ledger poster above your bed.
That's for Liz.
Fair. Bet does the same. Heath
Something's got
was
to
on
keep her
best celebrity
interested,
list.
because she lost interest in me years ago.
It's for Liz, but Martelle's the one that lays on his back. You figure that one out.
This is one hell of
Is it
an
on his
intro.
ceiling?
This is a great intro. Welcome to...
Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I'm Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
Yo, yo, yo. I grabbed my headphone when I did that.
I know, you're like...
I think it made me say yo, yo, yo when I did this to adjust my headset like I'm a DJ.
And,
I'll just go back to being white. Hey,
right.
what's up, man?
hey, what's going on? Today we have a guest. We got G.W. back. What up, G.W.?
What's happening, guys?
Oh, today's intro is like the longest intro.
Spectacular.
Are you going to use all that for the intro?
I don't know. I may cut some of it out.
Oh,
I may
that
throw
was
some
good.
at the
Definitely
end.
going to talk about,
But-
like,
Yeah, we might have to do a we might have to do a special hidden track at the end after the outro.
Throw it all towards the end.
Stay tuned. We don't know what we're
Oh,
doing.
it is good stuff.
We
That is-
all just. I think I'm in a good mood now. I was kind of
Good.
tired, and it's all sunny out, so I was kind of bummed. I like the cold, rainy weather.
No, I'm
I know
sitting
you're-
inside enjoying the sun, wishing just like, oh, the trees are all orange and shit. But
They're
hey, it looks
beautiful.
like it's warm.
The trees are so pretty.
Yeah, everybody talks about how pretty the trees are when it gets like this, but none of them have 3 of the largest oak trees on the planet in their yard.
Well, that's just called
I
poor
don't have
decision making.
any trees in my yard.
Dude, you don't understand. We bagged
They live in Ameriflora.
like
Their
30
yard, seriously, their whole yard. They have more mulch and plantation and shrubberies
and
trees
biggest
than they have
freaking
grass. I'm
trees.
not exaggerating.
We bagged 40 bags of leaves.
Oh, see, I went
last
back
year.
even when I lived like back home. I mean, we had a couple trees, but I lived out. I lived in the city back home.
Yeah, but it's a white trash city.
Town. Well, it is. It's a meth-ridden. Now it is. I mean, when I lived there, it wasn't that bad. When I mowed, I just mowed through the leaves.
Through the trees.
I just mowed through the trees.
I would just be mowing leaves. Like, literally, it's
Yeah.
a carpet of leaves.
If he doesn't touch the leaves and you went out to mow and you're
That
using a push
deep.
mower, it would be way higher
Oh
than
no,
your
I'd
push
have
mower.
no riding mower. But
It's
I
still,
only
some
have,
places it'd be about
Oh,
as tall as I'm not exaggerating.
I just have one tree. Well, there was only one tree at my dad's house. My
So
dad's
many
house
you
was
mowed
trees.
through it.
I
No,
just
his
mowed- I just mowed
seriously, his
So
whole
many
backyard
trees.
is always shaded, which
Oh,
is
see, I
the
couldn't
shade's
stand
nice, but it is a ton of leaves there.
But I do need to plant some trees out back. I have 0 trees. I need to.
Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, I know. I need to get that man over here.
You need to orchard that
call
shit
him up.
I
That'd
need
be a
to get
good
him over
idea.
here. I need some black walnut trees
You need some strawberry.
Why is it got to
vines,
be black?
because that's what they are.
Because those are the biggest walnuts. Everybody know
Right.
that.
I mean, why not?
Are you gonna mess around with little tiny white walnuts?
Why do I want regular walnuts when I can get some black ones?
Big old black walnuts. Some BBWs.
Fair enough.
I need to get some maple trees out back. I need to just go buy like a bag
Get trees that'll
of
produce
plant
something you can
seeds.
use. Maple trees don't produce anything you need except oxygen. That's bullcrap.
I don't want fruiting trees.
Oh, you
Because-
want all the fruity trees.
No.
I'm
Apple
the tuber,
trees-
you're the fruit.
No, apple trees, they're great and all if you can get the apples off the trees, but trying to mow through that shit,
Do you not
that's
know how?
a pain in
Is
the
it
ass.
a
When
problem?
we-
You don't know how to get apples off a tree?
No,
When we
it's,
moved-
it's the ones that fucking fall on the ground.
Pick them up. Make a wad out of it.
No.
Work out of the day, go pick up apples. You got 2 kids.
The kids aren't going to go out there and pick up. I can't even get them.
I guarantee you, if you get those apples and make them some hard cider and let it ferment, and you let them drink it once, they'll pick up apples every time. No, they will love that.
I just can't even get them to drink whiskey. Before we moved back into town, the property we had 2 or 3 apple trees. I had 2 or 3 peach trees. I had a cherry tree. It was awesome.
You got a whole lane worth of pine trees.
So if I can get peaches to grow out here.
Nothing better than while you're riding around on the riding mower, you like ride under the peach tree and you just reach up, grab one, eat while you're in there. You come back around, get another one.
So sweet. The juice is just running all over
your
talking? Face. What? No, you guys go ahead.
You got a haircut.
I did.
I was going to say something.
Some of my hairs.
I waited. You did like a thing where you like shaved around.
I'm Fat Kramer.
You put a bowl on your head and shaved around.
He's
the
got
bowl.
he's got the Jewish Macklemore going on.
Yeah, he's got like a
good point. I didn't think of that.
Jewish Macklemore.
You do have like a Jew fro going on.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can grow full fro.
Yeah,
I've got a picture on my Instagram, like one of my first pictures, full on fro.
Yeah, you've got like some curly.
I'm 1024th African.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works either.
Oh,
I mean, did you do a 20
I saw it on
like
the news.
a 23andMe or whatever it was? Like
yes.
the ancestry thing. That's
not what he thought that meant.
I'm like 18th and a half millionth Viking.
That explains the beard, I guess.
No, because it doesn't really grow that.
Why you
great,
want sharp objects?
Shave that fucker off.
You like peaches?
Yeah, I like sharp objects.
Move into the country. Gonna eat me a lot of peaches. What?
What's really cool, guys, is we're on a podcast. It's audio based, and Martelle just showed us a knife.
Pulls out a big giant knife
from nowhere.
It's just sitting on the table.
It's just sitting on the
table.
table.
We're not near the kitchen or anything. I mean, I've got my pocket knife with me, but
I do feel slightly in danger right now, but that's just me.
That brings us to why we brought you here.
I just pulled out a tonsil.
It's Human Sacrifice Day.
Speaking of banana mornings and knives,
so I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and they do sacrifice. They sacrifice bodies on an altar.
Yes,
and you're here today.
Yes,
and we have an altar.
Where?
And you have a 70-inch TV that I want.
Well, the altar, it's on the floor. An altar can be anything.
Oh.
It's that table there.
Okay.
It's deep.
Fair. I feel like that table won't hold me, but okay.
You'd be surprised. I've stood on it.
I'm 2 of you.
You're the same size as him.
Well,
you're an average American male, and he's
I only look relatively average because I'm sitting beside Randy right now.
I'm 230.
And you're tall. You're taller.
Yes, I am taller.
But you're heavy.
I carry all my weight in my torso.
I carry all my weight in my ass.
He's saying. He carries it from the waist
Never mind.
So what are we doing? What are we talking about today?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
No, I got it.
So you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I'm talking about fashion.
Fashion. This isn't Milan.
Here's what I know about.
I've not seen that movie.
Not
Zoolander.
Not Mulan.
Oh, okay.
Milan, as in I think it's in
Milan.
Spain. No, I don't know what
Milan.
Dude, he pronounces it Lancaster. He doesn't know how to say city words, names.
Well,
with
it's Lancaster,
letters.
Pennsylvania.
It's Lancaster, Ohio.
Lancaster, California.
Lancaster, Ohio.
Yeah, Lancaster, Ohio.
No, Lancaster.
Right, Lancaster. So I said.
That was better. That was closer.
Lancaster.
Nope.
Yeah.
Missed it.
Keller. Pello. Lancaster.
Wrong.
They're all correct.
Hold on. Keller?
Keller.
That's somebody's last name.
Keller. Colour. Keller.
Colour?
That's as un-American as it gets. You know what U stands for?
You
Un-American.
just spelled it like England.
Yeah.
And you said it like a retard.
R-U-T-A-R-D. Retard.
Right.
Yeah.
R-U-H.
Oh, okay. He said, yeah, he's
well, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not good with the grammar.
No, self-awareness is key. As long as you know you're saying it wrong.
I can't spell for shit. So, I mean, you've seen my posts.
I have to edit every post he puts up almost. I'm a grammar Nazi. Like, spelling's the one thing I could do in school. And Martelle just doesn't even try.
Definitely wasn't pushing.
I mentioned it on the last
I did one of those.
The last show, I mentioned it.
Yeah.
I'm so goddamn smart. Or I'm so stupid, I'm smart. See? Oh, by the way, I have dyslexia. And a case of the ADHDs.
I'm sure.
It's in high def.
High def.
I got the high def ADD.
You got 4GH, DH, DH?
No, that shit comes in like 8K. Jeez. It's not even in 4K.
You're a mess. How do you function? Does Liz have to dress you in the morning?
Sometimes.
You're like Forrest Gump. Like an idiot savant. Your IQ's like 74, but you can run across America and lift heavy things.
I can lift heavy things, but I wear the same style of jeans every day. I own the same pair of jeans.
Speaking of fashion.
If I find a pair of jeans I like, I go buy that.
All of them.
All of them.
Preach.
That one pair, I'll go buy them.
But see, at least you have choices, right?
No, I buy the same color. I buy everything.
I don't have choices.
But you have an option to buy other jeans.
No, I don't. That's the thing, though. So I don't have choices. So, because when I go into Kohl's, because that's usually where I shop and I find the pair, they don't have the size that I need, which is usually a 38-32.
I'm going to explain to you why you're
you
wrong.
don't have it because you're fucking 6'7".
Well, here's the problem.
And you have a 32.
This is the issue. You want to talk about fashion and things that drive me nuts. For some reason, clothing manufacturers
hate fat
or
people.
Suppliers. Well, no, it's not even so much that they hate fat people. Here's their assumption. They assume that if you're fat, that you're also 3 feet tall.
Right. Like Danny DeVito.
You can't be 6'4" like I am and weigh 300 pounds like I do.
Right.
Because they don't make clothes for you. I wear a size 42, 32.
You need to get custom clothes and shoes like Shaq. Except
no, it doesn't exist.
I know.
It doesn't exist. I can get 32s, they're 34 or 36. Or I can get 42s and they're 26.
But your capris look really nice.
They do look nice. I can go to the beach all the time.
We call them floodwaters.
Regardless of the weather.
So that's what I'm saying. So I have an issue finding 38-32s, which is why there's Liz is running paleo because she's trying to drop weight. So I'm taking that initiative to try to drop down to a 36 because it's easier to find a 36-32 than it is to find a 38-32.
Okay, I'm about to blow both of your minds.
Because I can find 38-30s or 38-34s.
There's a new place to buy pants called the Internet.
Oh, fuck that place.
And you can totally find the size you need.
The Internet is full of nothing but trolls and assholes.
Well, the problem with that, too, is this. I have a terrible combination of issues when it comes to buying things.
And
one, I'm unbelievably cheap.
Right. And you're unbelievably cheap on certain things. Things you need, like shoes and clothes.
So
you're not cheap on things like TVs or trucks.
No, actually, I still am. Like I wouldn't have bought the truck I just bought if I didn't get the deal I got on it.
But you could drive a truck like mine and not have any payments.
No.
The issue with buying things on the internet the issue with buying things on the internet is you can't try it on.
I don't even care about trying it on. I have a real issue with giving somebody my money and not immediately having the thing I paid for put into my hands.
I'm with you on that as well with certain things.
How many times going down to the corner on Sullivan did it take to figure that out?
What?
Paying somebody and have them immediately put something in your hand?
Oh, gosh.
Keep up. There you go. All right. We're on the same page now.
No, I feel like if I'm giving you my money, that I should have it. I even have a problem. Like if I lived in Columbus where Amazon does drone delivery, I would still be like,
are they doing that now?
2 hours.
I don't know. They don't do drone delivery here to my house.
Columbus.
Oh, not to your house.
Right.
It gets shot down.
The distribution center is in Groveport, which is
not far.
A 2 mile as the flow cries.
As the flow cries.
As the flow cries. Dyslexic. As the crow
I think that only applies to reading.
Yeah, I do too.
No. I'm dyslexic.
You have a
dyslexic
vocabulary.
Vocabulary, reading. Directions.
Yeah, reading. That's different. That's print.
Talking, reading, directions, memory.
I think you just got a messed up brain.
Way too many times.
Yeah, obviously.
I still have a concussion from 1992.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That
may not be true. That may not be true, but I still have a concussion from 1992.
Impressive.
My issue with clothing in stores, I can't go to Kohl's or Target or even Walmart because none of them carry the Columbus tent awning lineup. So I have to go to Rural King where I can get overalls, big boy farmer overalls to fit me, and flannel shirts.
They have a place called TSC, the Tractor Supply Company.
Nothing fits me.
Well,
bullshit, because they sell stuff for Bubba, the butt slamming bandit over there.
Bubba, the butt slamming whoever wants to pay $90 for overalls. I'm not wearing overalls, first of all.
Well, here's the other thing, though. Big and tall stores.
There you go.
Here's the problem.
I am wearing Carhartt. I'm literally wearing Carhartt right now.
My wife and I talked about this the other day because I went to go to buy some jeans. And we went to 4 different stores. No jeans in my size. Nothing anywhere. And I can't even go to like a big and tall store because every big and tall store, the entire like lineup of offerings is catering to, shall we say, a very urban clientele.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been to a big and tall store?
He means Asians.
Have you ever been to a big and tall store?
No, because he's normal
size. Not seen things that are like mostly purple or mustard colored?
Okay,
What
first
do you
off, to
got
be fair,
against
that's a
blue
great combo.
suede shoes?
Nothing at all. But
then
I just want a pair of jeans and some T-shirts that don't show my belly when I lift my arms over my head.
First off,
belly shirts
your
are
arms
amazing.
haven't gone over your head for a while.
No, they go over my head all the time.
Only if there's food
All
up
the
there.
time. Absolutely.
I'm doing it. Just sit there the rest of the podcast with your arms in the air.
No, that'll hurt my shoulders.
Yeah, I walked into Rural King a while back, and they're like, big sale on jeans is in the spring, $8, and I was like, no way. And they had a whole long shelf, like 5.
You
or
won't
6
pay
shelves
$8
high.
for a pair of jeans?
No, to find them in my size.
He was like, do you just have a roll of denim material?
Right.
Can I
or
make
can
my
I
own
get
jeans?
2 of these for the price of one?
And cut them in half
With
so
the-
that's
yeah, exactly.
together, yeah.
And
Got
I
it.
found on the far right
I need a
bottom
ream
shelf.
of denim.
He tagged it in his memory. Far right bottom
Far
shelf.
right bottom shelf. Well, it went by size.
Yes.
Top left on the way end is the smallest
Step
size.
back, take a picture.
So I was all the way back, found a pair, and I bought 2 of them. And it's funny that I mentioned fashion. You guys both have been talking about it all this time when you didn't think you would. But this is what I'm talking about.
This isn't fashion. This is
the-
just you getting dressed in the morning.
I thought that's what fashion was.
No.
Involves grease and some high jumping.
Jumping. Like that would ever happen.
Jumping off the second stair while Beth holds your pants.
I lay on my back with my legs in the air, give Huck my jeans, and he pretends they're a parachute, jumps off the couch, slides them down.
Whew.
So
It gets awkward occasionally,
Yeah, it
but
does. I can
is
see
that-
your balls.
I just said I was free balling at him, sicko. I had my G-string on.
oh,
No, but I found
Your
an
party
article
pants?
that my party pants.
Panties.
Oh man, if I put spandex on, I would never take spandex off, and that would not because it was an option.
I want you to wear leather pants sometime.
Ooh, wait, do I get to eat the cow they came from? Because if so, I am in. So
Maybe.
no, the fashion thing I was talking about. I found this article about '90s brands of clothing, and some of them I'd forgotten about. And I got thinking about what was cool when we were kids, and what I wanted so desperately to wear. And ironically, without telling you guys,
Stonewashed jeans.
partially, but different brands and styles. And you guys kind of
Jankos.
went into it for me because I couldn't fit in any of the cool clothes that kids were wearing.
You could have worn Jankos.
So
because they were
Lazarus
like
carried
3 or
the
4
Husky
sizes.
Not the
line.
waist.
They
They
carried
didn't make
bullshit.
big waist size. I'm telling you.
Listen, they had a whole section in the youth called Husky.
Exactly. I wore Husky brand jeans.
You
We
went to
talked
the
about
Husky.
that before.
Janko made.
I went from Jordache to
purposely-
Husky, and I never went back.
Janko purposely oversized their jeans by 3 sizes because I still own a pair.
So did Cross
Yeah,
Colors.
okay, first off, get rid of your Jinkos.
no,
Secondly,
my goal was
3
to get back
sizes
into
larger
this.
than 32 is still smaller than 52, which I wore when I was 6.
Jesus, you were on the cover of Inquirer magazine.
You want an autograph? I'm famous.
Yeah, I do.
No, but I was
also
looking through some
Asian
of
at
these
that
brands,
point.
and some of the descriptions cracked me up. The first one they listed was FUBU. So I'm sure, how old are you now? When were you born?
40.
You're 40s?
1977.
So you're 77, Martelle, you're 79, 80?
I was 80.
And I was 83, so we're pretty close. We're all, I mean, you would have
Within
been out
about
of high school
I'm
before I got
old.
years
in.
of each
I'm
other
old.
from
Yeah,
beginning
I
to
get
end.
But we lived through a lot of the, I mean, I didn't live through the disco years like GW did. But, no, FUBU, I remember.
Yeah, I was a 2-year-old just rolling around to John Travolta. That's how I did things.
Night fever, night fever.
Boogie Nights fever?
Oh.
Okay, I'm not going to get off and let you go on that one. But the funny thing is, I said FUBU, or Forest Bias, was a conscious brand that attempted to raise awareness for supporting, shall we say, urban-owned businesses.
So was Cross Colors.
It says black-owned businesses. The brand's bright colors, like purple and yellow, which is funny because it has LL Cool J and a yellow FUBU.
Correct.
Right.
I said it definitely caught attention, but it seemed like almost every demographic was trying to rock FUBU in the 90s.
I don't know. I didn't own any FUBU in the 90s. I owned
didn't
Cross
either.
Colors.
Really? Oh, man, we had FUBU. Well, in Columbus. I never heard
Columbus
cross
was the
colors.
big city.
I
We
had-
did not go to the big city.
No, I had Cross Colors.
Yeah, we had a bunch of white kids wearing FUBU, and then
We wore cowboy hats and flannels and jeans.
you were Billy Bob. You were Varsity Blues. That's
was,
how I picture your
I
high
was
school in
skinny
DeGrasse.
as hell in high school, though, bro. Like hardcore.
So you were who? Then were you Paul Walker then?
No,
Was the quarterback, and then
I was probably. I never got hurt.
He
I was-
died,
I
and
was
you're barely
probably more-
alive?
I don't know that I was any
Wow.
of those guys.
Wow.
It's a great movie.
great movie,
Yeah.
classic.
I never got a whipped cream bikini.
Well,
You either.
get some whipped cream and just spray it on you.
No, I mean presented to me in such a way.
One of the other brands, alphanumeric. I haven't even heard of that. I'm just going to hit these quick because there's only a couple that I thought of. Now, were you into skating or bicycling?
I did both. I did boards and inline.
So what about Burton? Were you rocking Burton?
No, Burton snowboard.
Burton snowboards, right?
That's snowboard.
I didn't do the things.
There's no place to snowboard in the middle of Ohio or
right, but we're going to get to another one that everybody rocked in Ohio. Nobody should have here in a bit. But yeah, Burton. There's nowhere to.
There's legitimately on the east side of Ohio, unless you go to Snowshoe Mountain, there is no place to snowboard in Ohio.
Yeah, he was way out by.
You have to go to like Seven Springs or Snowshoe Mountain. You have to travel to do some snowboarding in where I grew up.
Gotcha.
Over on the river.
What about Echo?
No, we didn't.
Echo Unlimited.
We didn't do any Echo.
You didn't do Echo? You look like an Echo boy to me.
Echo was a Youngstown thing.
Now here's a skater thing I'd never heard of. So maybe you have Toy Machine.
Nope.
Okay, are you sure you skateboarded? Did you just have a 2x4 with some roller skate wheels on it?
Yeah.
I feel like you're just saying words together.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see what different generations kind of. I mean, we've kind of been close, but what they know.
No, Simple was a skate company. Airwalk was a skate company.
Sean John G, you definitely rocked some Sean John back.
Listen, here's what was big when I was a kid. So like junior high into high school, the big thing was if you gave a shit
about girls.
Guess jeans. No, not even about. Guess
jeans went through the 90s.
And listen, I get my cheapness. My cheapness is generational, right? Like it was fed to me.
Dude, did you put a Guess patch on a cheap pair
Absolutely
of jeans?
not. No, my grandmother refused. She was like, I will not buy $80 jeans. Here are your $12 Wranglers. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I shopped at Sears. My mom shopped at Sears. She was not buying Guess jeans, and I wouldn't wear Guess jeans.
We shopped at the JCPenney outlet, my man.
I did.
That was where we did 90% of our shopping. Bryce Road, baby.
Bryce?
If we had a JCPenney outlet, that's where we'd shop. We didn't have.
Yeah.
So we had Sears at the Fort Steuben Mall. I got Sears or JCPenney at Fort Steuben Mall. If I was lucky and I had my own money, so after I turned 16 and I was allowed to drive to Boardman, then I could go to like Pacific Sunwear or one of those places. So like I dropped $500 one day going up there, and that bought me like a shirt, a pants, and a pair of shoes.
At PacSun?
At PacSun.
Back when it was still called Pacific Sunwear?
When it was called Pacific Sunwear. But there was no...
I was a big Walmart shopper.
Yeah.
Still am.
Well, there was no... Yeah, there was some Walmart shopping. That's
that was kind of foretelling, wasn't it?
Hills.
I mean...
Wearing clothes at Walmart, then you end up touring and singing inside Walmart?
Yeah. At the end of the day...
We're not telling that story here?
No, this is about fashion. This isn't about my music.
Oh, now you want to talk about fashion.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it boils down to this. All I need clothing to do is cover my fatness.
Cover your balls.
That's it. Like if my
just the walnuts.
If
not the tree.
If it's hot outside and from like 2 inches above my knees to the top of my ass crack is covered, and I've got a shirt on so that you guys are more comfortable with life, I'm good. And if it's cold outside, ankles to ass crack. That's all I need. I'm good.
Not even a shirt to make us comfortable?
I mean...
Specify how far up the crack. You talking bottom?
No, I got to cover the whole crack. No, I don't have a plumber's
you said two crack.
Yeah, top of crack.
Which basically just made me picture you in like some leather leggings from ankle to your thighs.
The only thing other than jeans that drives me batty, and again, it goes back to choice, I have ridiculously large feet.
For not being Shaq, you do.
Yeah, just for being like a normal, like most people you run into, you're like, oh, that guy's about 6'4", he weighs 300 pounds. What's he wear? Size 12, size 13? No. 15, sometimes 16, depending on the shoe company.
And don't even get them started on stilettos or pumps.
So when you're cheap and you wear ginormous shoes, you don't give a shit anymore. You're like, oh, you have something in my size that's not $90? I'll take it.
I still wouldn't buy Nikes. I know. You're wearing Nike.
Screw you, Colin Kaepernicks.
You know why?
Kaepernick.
Because they fit.
Because they
fit. $27.99 and they fit.
Yeah.
What about Spitfire shoes? You ever have those, Skater Boy?
I did not have Spitfire
shoes. Those look like Chuck Taylor knockoffs.
They were. Man.
I did have some Spitfire stickers.
Just Perpin, man.
Triple Five
Perpin.
Soul.
Yeah, what's Triple Five Soul? Have you guys ever heard
I
of that?
have no idea.
Never
Says
heard
it's
of
probably considered one of the best streetwear brands out there, i.e. urban wear.
It sounds like an incantation of some kind.
Absolutely. They had a thriving shop on Lafayette Street. It doesn't even say what city.
That would be New Orleans.
That would probably be New Orleans.
Their skates. Oh, I've never been to New Orleans.
You aren't missing much. It's kind of a shithole.
The skate team was respected and had G status. I don't know what that means. G. The letter G, like GW.
Gangster.
They had G status.
Like OG status? Is that
Underground
what that means?
I guess. Underground Creative, like most deaf, were devoted to the brand. So how come the brand didn't go the way of Supreme, which is ridiculous?
What is that?
It's a new brand, and all I've seen is T-shirts with a red rectangle and white letters. Looks like Arial Bold says Supreme, and people pay like $90 for that T-shirt.
What that tells us about the entire fashion industry is it has nothing whatsoever to do with anything other than your marketing prowess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Joe Boxer. I know you remember Joe Boxer.
Oh, yeah, Joe Boxer. I had Joe Boxer socks.
I remember Joe Camel. You guys probably don't remember
Oh,
Joe
no, I had
Joe Camel?
Joe Camel?
The cartoon one?
Well, yeah, they made to get rid of him when
Yeah,
I was
I remember
in like
that.
high school.
I had my dad was a smoker. I had Joe Camel merchandise out the ass.
Yeah.
I had
You should
Joe
keep
Camel
it there.
coats. I had hats. I had T-shirts.
Between Joe Camel and Spuds McKenzie.
and the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
The Marlboro Man. Old
I still
Cowboys.
have a Marlboro bag in my closet that I use to this day
Nice.
that he got with his Marlboro points.
With the points, right?
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's like you had Pepsi points, you had Marlboro points, and that was my childhood.
I probably threw out 250,000 points when my dad passed away that I just couldn't use.
Should have
Or
sold them on eBay.
I would have bought a kayak.
That's like, see, I have jokes to make, but they all seem insensitive now that you say your dad passed away. I don't know
Sam.
what he passed away from. But
Your dad passed away too. You have
he
his
did
elbow
pass
sitting
away.
on your shelf.
So I do. Well, it could be his elbow, it could be his toe. I don't know.
It's a very tiny urn for a full-size man. Is
Well,
what
but
I'm saying.
the
I
thing
have a
is
very
all my
tiny urn of
siblings
my
and
mom
I-
downstairs.
I have a very tiny urn of our daughter we lost, but she was born early, so she's tiny. It doesn't make sense.
well,
to me
we
that-
had to split it between four
That's
people.
so weird to me.
No, so okay,
5 people.
we're gonna left field. So I have a very tiny urn of my mom downstairs.
Yeah.
My sister has the same urn
Part of your mom.
Right.
of a portion.
Exactly.
Right.
My sister has a portion. The rest of the urn is buried with my dad.
That's strange.
My mom passed away before my dad did.
So you guys buried
So
the ashes when Dad
we-
passed away.
When my dad passed away, we split up the ashes. My sister got a little bit. I took a little bit, and we took the rest, and we stuffed it under the pillow of when my dad passed away.
Okay.
And then when we
I hope
buried
she
my
didn't
dad,
spill when they were moving the casket around.
No, that's fine. And if she did, then she did. Shit happens.
Okay.
I mean,
The only thing worse than waking up buried alive. This isn't.
Oh, it's terrifying to me. Like I literally.
But
just
imagine
got,
waking
so they
up-
used
my
to whole body just locked up.
But
when you
imagine
said that.
waking up in a casket, which you don't like confined spaces anyway. You wake up in a casket and you feel around, and all you feel is an urn and ashes all over you.
Nope.
Somebody else's ashes.
Hard pass.
No, I
Well,
don't know.
they used to put a string in bells
Yeah, the old
in
school.
caskets. Just so if you did, so you could ring the bell and they dig you up.
Hard
Anyway, back
pass.
to fashion.
Back to fashion.
Back to fashion.
Yeah,
Sorry,
shoes.
get a
We
drink
were
of
on
water.
shoes. Yeah, can't find shoes in my size ever. Buy anything
You're
that's my
just
size.
you're not like grotesquely huge. You're just odd shaped.
Right.
That's fair.
Every
So,
part about
I'm
you is
lumpy.
oddly shaped.
I'm
And,
definitely
and with
lumpy.
the shoe thing,
Yeah.
so you have a hard time finding shoes because your feet are too big. Try wearing a size like
8
11.
women.
No, maybe it's an 8'11", an 8 women's. I don't know. Try wearing a size like 10.5. Your shoe size will fluctuate from a 12.5 to a 9.5.
See, I can't do that because I'm a grown ass man.
That's the issue I have.
You sound
My shoe
depending on
size
the-
literally matched my age until I turned 15 years old. Like literally.
what if it kept going?
Oh, that Jesus Christ!
What if
you'd
you
be
wore a
wearing-
size 40?
You'd be at skis.
Oh, it'd be. You
should be tickling the ceiling with
you
your feet
should
right
see
now.
what my feet look like in my bowling shoes, bro. My wife bought me bowling shoes, and they're all white, and it is crazy looking.
It's like
Oh,
water skis.
It is. It's crazy looking.
See, it is such a pain in the ass to try to find shoes, just because the manufacturers don't use the same sizing.
Right.
And it doesn't
That's what
matter
women
who
always
they
complain
use.
about.
Yeah. So, like, I wear a size, like, if I go into a store and stick my foot on the sizeometer for shoes, it comes
on.
back as a 10.5. But if I go grab a shoe, like, if I'm at, we'll just say Payless, and I go grab a Champion 10.5, that shoe won't fit. I'll have to grab an 11.
Yeah, probably because it's a Champion. It was made by some kid in China.
Right. Well, it's a piece of shit shoe anyway. But if I go grab a Nike, it might be a 10.5, but
Which
if I
is
go
made
grab
by
an Adidas,
older kids in China.
Nikes run small. Well, it's the same way with Big Feet, though. Nikes tend to run a little bit small. There's some.
Well, that's the problem. No one uses a standard.
Well, but
for shoe
even
sizing
then,
anymore.
even within Nike, there's some of their makes like these, the like Flywire ones that are real lightweight. I can wear a 15 in.
Which is odd that a 6'4", 300-pound guy, like they make a shoe that fits him that's lightweight.
Well, here's
like
what's
you're gonna
crazy
go running
though.
in it.
I do go running though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like a yog.
But I can go out right now and run a mile.
Prove it.
I can't.
We'll wait.
I really can. Like
I know you can. I've seen you work
I'm a
out.
fat,
It's really funny to
shaped
watch.
dude that is in reasonably decent cardiovascular shape
Which is weird.
for my age. It is weird.
Especially outside of, I mean, for the longest time, you didn't know cardiovascular outside of football season.
Right.
It's so funny watching him run. He can do it, but it's hilarious.
It's like watching a Yeti run up a hill.
Fair.
It's like, well, if
You
a
should have
Yeti
seen me all
and
year
a
this
wacky
year.
flailing arm inflatable tube guy.
I had to play. I had to literally play football 3 days a week.
It's like
This year.
watching the video of the first.
And Madden
Bigfoot.
looks great on his new TV.
Well, it does look great. No, we didn't have. We didn't really have a backup quarterback that was able to give our scout team any kind of a look this year
Like
in practice.
hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
So I was our
little
scout
wink.
team quarterback all year. I will tell you this: my left hip and my right knee hurt like a motherfucker all the time now. They were fine before the season started. Now they really hurt.
It's all that pivoting.
Let's try and play football in Caprice.
Right?
Well, don't play football in Caprice.
Absolutely chafes.
Here's another surfer one I didn't think about. Billabong. You guys
Yeah,
ever
no, I
rock
know
those?
I've
Billabong,
heard of
but-
that.
That was everywhere. That
some
was in
of
every
these-
Pacific Sunwear.
Some of these. Look at the picture for this guy. Pele.
Is he snorting something or
No, he's
smoking
smoking
something?
looks like a Black and Mild, a freaked Black and Mild, or a Swisher. I never wore those clothes.
What's that?
Perry Ellis, I've heard of.
Perry Ellis.
Now here's
That's
one.
rich people stuff.
Oakley's.
Oh, I got an Oakley's.
I never had Oakley's because I could not afford them.
I've got a $350 set of Oakley's out in my Audi right now.
Out in my Audi sports car.
You know why?
Because you're bragging.
No, because they work.
You
know
mean
what
they
else
block
works?
out the sun like
Yeah.
these?
With my $7 gas station.
Well, these are like
sunglasses also do that.
$30 sunglasses, which is about the most I'm willing to spend because I will lose them.
See, I don't
Those
lose
are Oakleys.
I don't lose sunglasses.
No, these are Iron Man's.
Oh,
I don't lose
I would
sunglasses.
get my sunglasses at a
and
gas
I've had
station.
these. I've had this pair for 6 years. Replaced the lenses once, and they're titanium frames.
I would
I've never had an
legitimately
issue-
lose that shit.
I've never had an issue with chipping of the frames. Now the lenses, because they're lenses, they'll just drop. But the finish on the frame has never come apart, never chipped, never the finish has never flaked. This is probably my 18th pair of Oakleys. This time I decided to get a metal pair instead of plastic because plastic does break. And I will continue to buy Oakleys until they prove me wrong.
that's fine. I mean, they're good
Oakleys are the
product.
best. Prove me wrong.
No,
Okay, good.
I don't care to. I buy $7 sunglasses, so I'm not going to try and prove somebody wrong.
All right. Sweet.
What's really fun about that whole statement is that you're the one making the positive claim.
Yes, I know.
Which means that you need to provide proof
I know.
for what you're saying.
Well,
Well, prove them wrong about that then.
yeah. Yeah.
So the last
me
one
wrong.
was the surfer company I was going to tell you about was Quicksilver. I used to always want Quicksilver stuff
You're talking
because I loved
The logo.
Saved by the Bell. And
What's that have to do with anything?
they were surfers.
Zach Morris.
Zach Morris, exactly.
Never watched Saved by the Bell.
You
I'm
never
just
watched Saved by the Bell? Get
I'm-
out.
I'm just picturing
my
Randy.
I don't care. Get out of your room. Take Diesel and no, leave Diesel.
I'm
You
just-
go.
No.
I'm picturing Randy at like 15 years old trying to channel
Sinking.
his inner Zach Morris, and it is
With my AC Slater
it is
hair.
amazing in my mind.
My hair. I could either pull off the early career Howie Mandel or AC Slater with my hair, and I
Matter of
always
fact-
wanted to be Zach Morris.
I hated Saved by the Bell. That shit would come on and I would turn it.
What did you watch?
So you're telling me that
didn't
you
really-
did not enjoy Tiffany Amber Thiessen
AKA
as
Oh, no,
Kelly
I-
Kapowski?
I did enjoy looking
Why do you
at
think I
her.
wanted to be Zach Morris? It's not
Because
'cause he's
Kelly
blonde.
Kapowski populated a lot of my random thoughts from like 12 to 15.
But it was better when she was in that stripper movie
That wasn't Kelly Kapowski.
It populated your thoughts.
That was Elizabeth Hurley, who played
whoever.
the like tall nerdy chick on Saved by the Bell. You need to get your shit together if we're going to have this conversation.
Did not watch the movie.
It populated your thoughts, but it also
the
impregnated a lot of your socks, I bet.
Yeah, socks are overrated.
did not watch the show. Do not care.
Okay, well, first off, you're wrong.
Agreed completely.
That was a great
completely.
show. Go watch it.
Saved by the Bell
Watch
was
every
fantastic.
episode. We're going to talk about it next week. You have to watch some this week, or whenever we record next. Watch it. Oh, you're going to watch it.
I don't even watch TV now. I didn't watch it then. I don't watch it now.
Plays Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Are you not paying attention?
In the 90s?
I was outside
playing
running
Duck
around a
Hunter.
tree
No,
I was
playing Metroid and Zelda.
and I was playing Metroid, Mega Man, and Zelda in the 90s.
You didn't have friends, you liar.
With my buddy Aaron. That's all we did.
Oh, your buddy Aaron? That sounds like a made-up name. I don't even know anybody named Aaron.
Aaron.
No, so my fashion thing, I always wanted to try and fit in, and by fit in, I meant the cool clothes, because I thought that would help me fit into the cool crowd. And everybody was wearing things that, you know, in high school especially, the big one was when Abercrombie hit.
Oh, see, we didn't even have an Abercrombie.
We didn't have one in Circleville.
Well, no, you had one in Columbus,
Columbus,
which was 25 minutes away.
It didn't even exist when I was in high school.
Yeah, well, no, it was like Old Navy came out in 94, Abercrombie was in like 96 or 7. Well,
you want to know where the closest Abercrombie was to Toronto?
No, I don't care. Toronto sucks.
Because it was Columbus.
Okay, so drive to Columbus.
3.5
Anyway, let me tell my
away?
story.
No.
I wanted to wear Abercrombie, so I went with my cousin Eric, who could fit in Abercrombie clothes and afford them.
To a store in the city center that had antlers as chandeliers with plaid carpet.
You are just angry about everything. I'm sorry that you grew up in a crappy town.
No, I used to work for Abercrombie.
Shut up then, listen. And all I could afford is one pair of shorts, one T-shirt that was just a plain white T-shirt that said Abercrombie in green, and then a green Abercrombie hat. And within a week,
shit every day.
You want me to go get you an Abercrombie hat right now?
Within a week,
it's signed by Fred Durst.
Within a week,
that doesn't make it better.
That's all. It makes it so much better.
Are you
I would
sure?
totally rock a hat.
You want me to go get you it?
Yes, not right now, but when I leave, I'm taking a Fred Durst signed hat and I'm rocking that so hard.
Does
it
say here's your Limp Biscuit?
God, you know what? I hope I still have it. I'll have to double check. I'll have to double check. I hope I still have it.
No, within a week, the shorts tore because I was trying to play football in them. The T-shirt shrunk the first time we
Why
washed
would you
it.
play football in shorts from Abercrombie?
Because I was hanging out with friends and they said, "Hey, you want to play football?"
And he was like, "I look really cool. We're going to play some football."
I just went out and played football. For not wanting to talk fashion, you two have a lot of opinions on fashion.
No, my opinions right now are on you playing football in those clothes.
It's more right now, yeah. But
they were just regular shorts.
I came from fucking retail. Of course, I have opinions on fashion.
I don't care what you did with retail. Just shut up and listen to my story.
Well,
within a week, the shorts tore because I was fat, and the shirt shrunk and became a belly shirt for me. And by belly, I mean it covered my breasticles. And the hat, I lost it.
You had
that was my
balls on your tits?
Breasticles?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing as moobs. Man boobies.
Chesticles.
Breasticles, chesticles, moobs, man titties, whatever you want to call them. So that was my first and last time trying to look cool by buying a certain brand of clothes. Now I just buy stuff that fits. It's typically made out of tarp material.
See, I realized relatively early on in life that I do not look cool.
That was very smart of you.
And
you just didn't try then.
And no, you're absolutely right. I was just like, listen, nothing that I do to this is going to make me look cool. So I'm going to focus on the things that I can control. What am I good at? I'm okay at music. I'm reasonably intelligent. I can throw a football. So that's what I concentrated on.
Everybody thinks a little bit higher of themselves than they should, don't they?
That's true. 100%.
No, I'm constantly doubting myself.
Well, you should.
Like this podcast and the other one that I want to start.
Why are you down this podcast? This one's awesome because I'm on it.
We have 140 followers. If it was that fucking great, we would have more.
We have 140?
That's it.
To be fair,
what do you mean that's it? I thought we had
the very
8.
first time I ever did this with you guys, like 3 months ago, there was like 10.
Right. So
you've got exponential
which
growth
says
happening.
We've grown 4 inches.
We have 140 followers on Facebook. We only we only get about 15 downloads a week.
That's okay.
Per episode.
Downloads or streams?
No downloads.
Hey,
so you may have more streams.
No, we don't have any streaming.
Yeah, you do, because that's how I listen to it.
We need more.
Maybe it's just not tracking. I don't care.
Are you doing any marketing?
Hell,
that's what we brought you on here for. He doesn't care. He seriously whines about it every episode almost, and then he says, "No, I don't care to do marketing."
I'm not doing it for anything else.
Like I whine to you about stuff, and then say, "But I'm not going to fix it."
Right?
Yeah, that's okay. Our relationship is like me and you, and me and him.
I only do this for me. I could care less if anybody listens.
Fair enough.
That's not true. We love our listeners.
Is.
They're all beautiful people who have perfectly shaped bodies.
That's what you
tight
think.
Little feet.
I know some of our listeners.
Shoes.
This is just like 2 hours of podcast masturbation then.
Right. Well, I know some of our listeners personally. They are not beautiful people. You are some ugly-ass people.
That's fair.
Well, but
I will start calling them out by name.
That's fine, but you got to kind of think, maybe that's our target demographic, since we're kind of ugly people. They're going, hey, we fit in. I mean, the one review said, I feel like I'm chilling on the back porch drinking a beer with my buddies.
I'm beautiful. You are ugly.
Fair.
All right.
I'm a diamond
just on
in
the
rough,
outside
though.
looking in.
You're not even in the building.
Nah, I'm just outside looking in. This is a game I don't want to play.
Those that live in glass houses should not cast stones.
You look like Chunk and Shrek had a baby.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair.
Movie references. Love them. So that was my fashion thing. I just wanted to get an idea and talk about what we wore as kids and what we try to do as, we're cool nowadays. I was thinking on the way here, I have 4 pair of jeans, 2 stay clean, 2 I can wear to work in. I have 3 pair of shorts, and then I have a few pair of old gym shorts that I wouldn't wear out because the drawstrings broke, and every time I stand up, they about fall to my ankles, and a few old T-shirts.
You should put a new drawstring in them.
Nah. They're like $4 shorts 8 years ago.
So you sleep.
I'm not into modifying them.
Oh.
But like nice T-shirts, I have like 3 or 4 that all say Carhartt on them. And I realized I care less about fashion now than I ever have. Oh, goodness. Coal smoke.
What?
I was foraging all weekend, all day yesterday. I was breathing that coal smoke from the forge. And I
should wear a respirator.
A respirator or some sort of ventilation
They didn't have
device.
those in 1800s.
Yeah, they also had a life expectancy around 40.
Right.
I mean, I was only projected about 50 anyway, so.
It's 2018, so
I figure my heart's probably going to go for my lungs do.
Well, the rate you're
fair.
going, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, so
Okay.
don't worry about it.
All right.
Let me sit here and rock my camo Ford hat and my Carhartts and breathe in my coal dust.
And your bowl cut.
My bowl cut.
You're Jewish Macklemore.
Yeah. Awesome.
I was trying to think of a Jewish name for Macklemore, but
I think Macklemore is the Jewish name for Macklemore.
I thought it was a Jewish name for douchebag.
Well, douchebag. So speaking of, next topic.
Segways.
Yes,
I love them.
And it just
apparently this
to roll.
means segways. This motion I'm doing with my arms.
Well, actually, a segue is you just kind of lean into it.
Not me.
Because it's gyroscopic and it
Not
just
me.
moves on body motion.
I don't lean. I fall over.
So I was driving the other day, and I called someone a douchebag. It was more or less, hey, you fucking douchebag. So it wasn't just
you say
douchebag.
the F word too many times.
No,
so do I.
So last week I actually marked it down how many times I said fuck. I may have lost count, but I counted 8.
You're just talking about in the podcast?
In the
I thought you were talking about in your life.
No,
I would definitely lose
count. I had a
count.
review from one of his friends that
an
said,
hour into my day.
Said, dude, you say the F word a lot, like one of his buddies. And so it's been like a thing. I'm like, let's see how many times he does without thinking about it.
So I tried to count it last week on the last show, and I think I counted 8. And I tried to be conscious of how many times I lost count this week. I don't give a shit. So when did douchebag become an insult? So I just grabbed the first articles that I could find about what it was. Because I'm not doing
It's a bag of salted water used to clean out the inside of a vagina.
Right. But when did it become an insult?
I'm going to guess 5 minutes after it became a bag of salted water used to clean out the inside of a vagina.
No. So
Thank
in
you,
the
Dr.
60s,
Bob.
the Historical Dictionary of American Slang traces the douche to the 1968 collection of college slang compiled by Brown University, which defines the word as a person who always does the wrong thing.
I know some of those people.
Right. So the insult douchebag is somewhat older. In 1939, the novel of 90 Times Guilty includes a pimp named Jimmy Douchebag, and Historical Dictionary of American Slang traces the word in usage to 1946's journal article about military slang, which is offered to the definition of military misfit.
I keep falling asleep every time you talk until you say the word douchebag, and then I perk back up. The rest of it I'm bored as hell with, but the word douchebag is awesome.
So it comes back to going at least back to 1939 is when it was introduced by a pimp. There was a pimp named Jimmy Douchebag.
Jimmy Douchebag. That's what I was going to say. That's my favorite part of all you read. Because how did you get that name and still be a pimp? That people like. I feel like the name douchebag was not given to you for a good reason.
He kept his girls clean. They were clean and tidy in all the right places.
Oh, it sounds like a good businessman then.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. It was like you were milking a cow with grotesque udders.
Every time I think about it, that's how I'm going to think it sounds when somebody's cleaning out their areas.
I hope so. I want that's the visual.
Good job.
God, I wish you guys could see this because the visuals.
I mean, we can go Facebook Live sometime.
It's just two hands.
It looks like
back and forth.
He's trying to milk a giant cow.
That's what you said. A cow with grotesque udders. Or size 15 udder shoes.
So, which led me to slang, like just getting into like the origin of slang and when slang happened.
Slang's always been around.
It hasn't, though.
Like since cavemen.
So the origin of slang, the history of American slang words, and it's difficult. This whole article gets into.
Well, that started when the white people killed off all the natives and took their land.
That's slaying.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So the American history slang word is very interesting. The slang words are kind of like jargon, blah, 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 blah. Trying to trace it back, like the word bad. In 1987, the word bad started being used as good.
Thanks, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. That's what I was going to say.
So the word dude, referring to as a fashionable man or just man, first appeared
as what? Dude?
Fashionable man? See,
that dude.
I don't think of that as fashionable.
That's what I'm saying. This whole episode's been about fashion.
That actually started in 1870.
So it meant fashionable man then.
Well, this kind of kicks back to our conversation about Saved by the Bell earlier. Do you remember the show Hey Dude?
Hey Dude. Yeah, it was about the Dude
Ranch.
Yes. So it was a fashionable man that owned cows.
Maybe.
Okay. Just fashionable man in general.
It just says, it doesn't go into that depth about what it was.
Got it.
So, boo-boo.
Get in that boo-boo.
In 1950, boo-boo meant
I went honey boo-boo and you went there.
Yeah, boo-boo meant mistake in the 1950s. Now boo is like, hey, boo.
No, boo is not hey, boo.
No.
Do you call your wife boo?
Fuck no. I don't even call her bae because I don't speak Section 8.
Oh, good episode.
Oh, see, I tiptoed around a couple of racist jokes and Martelle just went straight there.
Fuck it. Section 8 isn't even racist.
It's not a race. You don't check that on a race card like, hey, you're applying for a job. What's your nationality? Section 8. You're not white. You're not black. You're not native. You're not Asian. You are Section 8. That's your nationality.
So, it's not a race. Jail, detention, garbage, speaking garbage, nonsense, hot mama, sexy or attractive girl, neck, to hug and kiss, hood, juvenile, or delinquent. Those are all 1950s terms.
Oh, see, we were still rocking hood in the late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
I think we still
and it was
do.
usually the kids that had like longer hair and wore Metallica t-shirts.
Okay.
Like those were the hoods.
So
those were the hoods?
Those were the hoods? School, those were the hoods. They usually
the graph is very different than Columbus.
They usually had a leather jacket. They rocked either a Megadeth or a Metallica t-shirt. Occasionally one of them would be like a little iffy and have like a Poison shirt on.
Wow. See, those are completely different terminations for hood.
Yeah, those are greasers.
Yeah, those were
the
back in your day.
metal kids.
You were a social, they were the greasers.
So in the 60s, it was crib, where you lived, bread, money, far out, amazing, hassle to annoy, spacey, odd, eccentric, vibes, fillings.
So these are all
feelings.
still...
These are 60s.
These are in the 60s.
You said fillings, and I was thinking jelly or
feelings.
Cream or
feelings.
what?
How you feeling?
I just about to put water all around.
What kind of donuts are we talking about?
Chill, take it easy.
Long
so those
John.
were the 60s. So those were slang words for the 60s.
We still use all these.
Which are still words we use today. And they
Except
still
boo.
pretty much mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the 70s.
When G was born.
Bogus, unfair, gross, disgusting, horn, telephone, no brain.
Wait, they had to
easy.
define that gross means disgusting? I feel like
But
that's
was
not
it spelled
slang.
GROCE?
GROSS.
Yeah, GROCE is the way to go.
Yeah, that's the way we
So,
spell it now.
Gross.
But I feel like that's just a normal term. That's not slang.
Well, gross means the gross sum of a product.
Like a gross amount. Or, yeah.
Gross amount. It's not.
Not
So-
nasty. Oh, you nasty.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So it's,
All right, I
it's,
guess.
it's a slang term.
I
So
guess.
think of it as a slang term, not as in you have to think of it. Don't think of it as the slang term. Think of it as how it is used.
I just want to know why you're not looking all these up on Urban Dictionary.
You are giving me dyslexia right now.
I don't need to look them up on dictionary on the dictionary because we have next week we're doing Urban Dictionary game. Or no, we can't. Shit, the week after.
Next time we record.
Right.
We will have an episode next week. Don't worry.
I at one point had a front page listing on Urban Dictionary.
Oh yeah.
We'll have you back on. Save it.
Save it.
We'll do Urban
Go
Dictionary
postal.
game.
This was the 80s when people were going
Shooting up
postal,
post offices.
which came
Thanks,
from
Dad.
the post office, going postal, go crazy, meltdown, total collapse, want to be someone who wants to be something they're not, wicked, excellent, or very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent, dude. It's Wayne Garth.
Whoa.
So there was that.
Whoa.
And I can remember using the
You
word
just get-
wicked.
That's
in the
Bill and
80s.
hold
Ted's
on.
Excellent Adventure.
You said that
Well,
was Wayne
in
and
the
Garth.
90s.
Well, it was
But
both.
80s.
you're more like Wayne and Girth. Don't ever do that again. Ever.
Excellent, dude.
In the 90s,
Oh.
here we go. So here in the 90s,
All right,
we've
this
got
is my era.
bling,
Every time I come around your city, blang, blang.
glitter.
No.
Nah.
Well, to sparkle, bling.
Okay, I mean, I'll give it that, but not
Loot,
glitter.
money, popo, police, senior moment, memory loss.
I guess it is slang term technically. It's not like a bunch of cool kids out in the streets was going around talking about senior moments.
Here's one that I don't agree with because I used this one in the 90s. Buzz. Your head. Shave your head. Well,
Yeah,
I was
buzz
buzzing,
cut.
I was buzzing
That was
my
in
head.
the 50s,
I was
man.
buzzing my
But did
head.
they call it a buzz cut?
Yes, it was
Yes,
a buzz cut.
it was a buzz cut back
That was
in
a
the
military
80s.
cut.
I wasn't alive in the 50s like y'all. Calm down.
Calm down.
Crew cut
I was,
buzz
Let me go
cut.
get y'all some Metamucil.
What's the origin
heart
of
rates
calm
down.
down?
Wait, we have to look that one up. Cougar, older woman dating younger men. Holla.
Is your wife
Call
older
you
than
on
you?
the phone.
I have one of those.
You definitely do. You got a sugar mom is what you got.
My wife is only 11 months older than
My
me.
wife's 5 years older than me.
I think Beth's 3 months older than me.
Peeps, friends,
No.
or people.
My peeps.
Tattoo.
The only
which is
time I say
stupid.
the only time I say peeps is when I'm talking about Easter candy that
So-
everybody hates, or
Oh, I
I'm
fucking
being
hate
ironic.
Peeps are the worst.
Peeps are
you know
what
what
America was
makes them
founded
eat
on.
good though? Here's the
Stale-ass
thing.
marshmallows
No, but
covered
here,
in
that's
sugar
how
and
they're good.
sugar.
You open the thing of Peeps, and then you put it back in the cupboard for like 3 months. Then you
They
come
make
back
a
and
great
eat it.
like
They make
Halloween
a great door
night.
stopper.
End of the day, though, I'm a big fan of stale food anyway. Stale Peeps, like
That might be why you're so oddly
no,
shapen.
you know, like the cheese balls, like Utz cheese balls in the big tub.
No.
Yeah,
You've never
big
seen
tub
that?
of
No, I
cheese
know
balls.
what you're talking about. I'm saying no.
If you let those go super stale, they're
You know what they
so
taste like though?
good.
Do you know what they
Yeah,
taste
cardboard.
like though? No, you know what they taste like? Stale cheese balls.
They
Yeah.
taste
Just
like
eat them fresh like
chewy
normal
cheese
people.
balls. It's amazing.
Ew.
Oh, it's good.
I need a drink. God, it's drying out my mouth thinking about it.
Oh, delicious.
So slang is not dialect. That's one thing people get. I guess there's a
Okay.
They misconstrue that as a dialect, and slang is used for many reasons.
Right.
Well, of
So
course it
it
is.
can be
Usually I
used
use it when I'm
just
really
for fun.
angry.
No, we use it
Ways
all
to
the
be
time,
witty or
really.
clever,
Especially
and
things
it
like
can be
douchebag.
used to be different or startling.
Different.
I use it because it's
Different or
part of my daily vocabulary.
Now, when I worked in the inner city for a couple years doing maintenance and driving around to different houses for a company, there were times that I was interacting with the general population of that region, and they would talk to me in a very nice tone
Yeah.
with seemingly very good intentions,
Do they call you Boo? Hey, Boo. come
and
on
I would
in.
look at them and say, "I'm sorry, I don't know what that means." And I don't understand slang. Maybe because I'm not of an urban environment.
Were they speaking Ebonics?
I think it was the speaking Section 8.
They?
Yeah. Man, my throat's killing me.
Because you were thinking about them stale ass cheesy foods.
All that
Delicious.
cheddar dust.
Oh,
that's why you just coughed.
You're talking dirty to me now.
He never had a whipped cream bikini, but he did give himself a cheeseball cheddar dust bikini once.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You should see him trying to lick it off
nuts
himself.
and cheddar dust.
His breasticles.
Oh, you guys ever had poutine?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a big thing
Take
in
my
my
shirt off and
hometown.
rub it on my nipples. Oh,
I don't see how that would make it more enjoyable for you to eat.
it wouldn't, but it would feel amazing. It's warm and gravy-like.
There's a lot of things that
gravy
are-
like it is gravy.
Well, but it's like there's potato starch in it
It's
too.
fries
Have
and
you-
gravy.
No, see, you got to have it.
cheese curds.
Yes, you got to have the cheese curds with it. That's
You
the
just
thing
want-
that really kicks it over the
You
top.
got weird fetishes.
That's one of the things. Like in I'm from a town called Toronto that is named after Toronto, Canada, and one of the things they used to serve at the bowling alley was poutine. Except they just called it fries and gravy, and they just put cheese curds in it.
Which is
so
ironic. They
good.
also serve lice there. I just imagine the Toronto, Ohio bowling alley was not the cleanest of places in the world.
It was a bowling alley, like any other bowling alley you go to.
Oh, I don't know. There's some nice ones in Columbus.
We saw one called
Not Rule
We
Fee.
saw one called 10 Pin up in Hilliard the other day that looked like super hipster.
Yeah.
Like I'm allergic to hipsters. I can't do it.
You just don't like, you're allergic to people. Like people
Well,
you don't know and
No,
like.
hipsters suck.
Hipsters are a whole different animal. I don't
No, I
like
agree.
people in general, but like
You look like a
was
hipster
it
at the pumpkin
I think
show.
2 years ago
I did?
Yeah, I called you out as looking like a hipster at the pumpkin show
Why do I look like a hipster?
with your little knitted
'Cause I was wearing a
hat
toboggan?
on and your shirt.
I
cold
just
and
know
windy
we
shirt
went to
and
go
your beard.
to
It all just hipster.
there's a place called Pins Mechanical in Columbus. And
Downtown.
2 years ago, Krista, my wife, wanted to go there for her birthday because somebody told us about it. It's something called duck bowling. I don't know what that means, but evidently it's a tiny ball with like sticks instead of pins. I
I
don't
know
know.
there's duck butter,
Not good.
ham jam.
And so we were going to go there, and it's like
Crack crust.
my wife and I and some of our other friends, and we're all old,
Right.
We're not like young, hip people. We're
Agreed.
like old.
Absolutely.
None of us.
And we
in this
have
room
a
are young, hip
birthday
people.
cake with us
I-
for my wife's birthday. So I'm carrying this birthday cake. We walk into Pins Mechanical, and we all look around, and we look at each other and went, nah, and we just turned around and walked back out. There were the ratio of human to man bun was over 50%.
You can say human to hipster.
Well,
Well, that was
I hear you
100%.
saying.
They're not human.
That was 100%.
I don't.
That's a lot of man buns. That's why I'm growing my hair out like this. So I can do a man bun.
I categorize hipsters with Canadians.
See, I know some really nice Canadians. Like one
I
of my
don't.
one of my best friends, the guy who's best man at my wedding. His wife's Canadian. She's now a naturalized permanent resident here. But
Toph?
Toph was not the best man at my wedding.
I didn't know.
Chris
I was just
was.
guessing.
Chris Adams. But his wife's from Canada. Yeah.
She's
really nice.
American now. She's natural.
Well, I'm sorry. She's just a permanent resident. She's still a Canadian citizen.
We should have built a wall.
On the northern border,
Yeah,
we're
why
not worried
not?
about the white people from Canada. It's all the Mexicans.
the Mexicans from Canada,
Well,
got
and the
confused.
Hondurans from Mexico
the Hondurans from
that
Canada.
we're worried about.
Let's not get GW going off on this. My favorite thing is on
we can go
Facebook
hours.
when GW asks a simple question, and it is a provoking question, and then somebody instantly calls him a liberal or something. I got called a liberal by somebody who's clearly a proud Republican, and they said, "Who's your president?" And I told them Trump, and they didn't know how to respond, and the conversation stopped.
Yes.
I was like, "He's the president."
Yeah.
I don't like it. I didn't want Hillary either, but anyway, we're not going to go on a political rant on our fashion segment.
Oh, we can do that
Fashion
sometime,
and
though.
slang.
I'll have fun on a political
Fashion week.
conversation.
Oh, we should. I've got a few people I could bring on. That would be awesome. If I could put
I
another
will produce that. And
person in this room, and you and I can sit back and give him and these guys a mic, and I guarantee we would get 8 hours of quality.
I honestly, I don't research it enough. That's the problem.
Fair.
It is what it is.
I had one buddy say he's been of age to vote for 24 years, I think it was, and he has not voted once.
Oh, see,
And
no, I
everyone's like,
vote.
"You're not doing your civic duty," and this and that. And I was like, it's kind of. I agree. You should vote if you want change. If you want, you should care about what's going on, but you also have the right to not care and not vote.
Right.
So
I vote.
You just don't know what you're voting for.
I vote for me.
he writes himself into
Write him out
everything.
every time.
It's like, I got to win one of these. It's like a lottery. Write my name enough, I'll get drawn.
I
It's
did
like
almost write
Garrett
myself.
trying to
I
vote.
voted Saturday, and I did almost write myself in.
What if you
for
did and you got
governor.
elected? Then you'd be like Trump. You're like,
Well,
now I got to do the thing.
Our two candidates for governor are neither one good, so I almost wrote myself in.
I'd write in Diesel.
I'm going to write in Garrett for the next presidential election. He's going to be a write-in.
Oof.
He needs to campaign a little more.
Make
Instead of being
America
sick on the
Garrett
couch talking about soup.
Sorry, we're getting invaded. Our president's sick on the couch under a blankie.
Garrett's political ideas would all work really great if the United States was about 350 people large.
No, I think it's true.
If
you're going by his Facebook political ideals, yes, which is basically what you know.
His friends list.
Pure libertarian ideals, which only work in,
actually,
in
I think
smaller.
I think he's learning that he's more of an anarchist than.
Well, that's even
pure
worse.
Libertarian.
That's even worse. That definitely doesn't work in a large scale economy.
I think we don't need. I don't like big government, but my biggest beef with our setup we have now
is the president doesn't wear Janko jeans.
Right, Janko's in a FUBU shirt.
Right,
make him way cooler.
Because that's all we need.
Big old mammoths. No, I think that there should be term limits on every single position. Period.
Oh, absolutely. But
that's my biggest issue.
I don't even have an issue with big government versus small government. I don't care which one we have, but we need one or the other. This halfway middle ground is what's killing everything. Like, if you want to take 50% of what I make as tax, I'm okay with that as long as I get all the shit that Norway gets for their 50% in taxes.
Right.
I get a guaranteed basic income. I get free college. I get free health care. I get all those things. I get guaranteed housing. If you're going to take 50% of what I make, then do that. Cool. Otherwise, back way the hell out. One or the other.
I'd be down for a discussion like that. That makes more sense to me.
It's the middle halfway shit that kills.
So you're saying that taking all your money and not providing you anything is not
correct?
Good? Oh, okay.
Correct.
I think I agree with you on that.
Yes.
It is not working. That's for sure. My medical debt is stupid high.
I like money.
I like money too. But at the end of the day, would you rather...
I don't like money. I'd rather borrow.
I like Here's the thing most people don't think about, though. I like money, and so do you, but I think what you're really saying is the same thing that I am. I like disposable income.
Yes.
If you had 50% of your paycheck taken in taxes, but at the end of the day you had more disposable income than you have now, would you not think you were better off?
I need to double check because I think they're probably taking more like 60% of that.
Nah, you're probably somewhere
he
around.
Doesn't vote, and he doesn't
you're probably
check
somewhere around 26 to 27, if I had to venture a guess. By the time it's all said and done. But if you had more disposable income and a higher tax rate, would that not?
You know what I would do with it?
Make you feel like you were better off?
If I got that, I would buy the every season of Saved by the Bell on DVD.
I would be.
Why would you do that? You can just watch them all for free on the internet.
Because then I have the collection at home to sit on my shelf and show off.
I would be fine with them taking more out of my paycheck and paying and nixing all the taxes out of the sales tax and all that
shit. I'm the flip side.
Or get rid of taking it out of my paycheck and paying more in the store.
Well, see, that's my thing. I'm a big proponent, and it'll never happen because there's too many hands in the pot. And it would require our politicians to vote against their own self-interest, which will never happen.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm a big proponent of the fact that we are taxing the wrong things. Right now, we tax labor, and we should not be taxing labor. We should be taxing non-labor income, and we should be having consumption tax. So what we should be taxing, instead of you having your paycheck that you work and you get money in return for taxed, you should get all of that money, and then you should pay consumption tax on anything that you purchase outside of food and basic clothing.
Right.
What should be taxed is people who use capital to create income that they didn't have to work for. That's what should be taxed. So if we say I win the lottery, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. The lottery to $1.6 billion. Okay, so if I win the lottery and I take my $1.6 billion and I put all of that money into investment accounts and they return $200 million a year, $300 million a year in returns to me, that I didn't have to do anything for other than just put that money somewhere, that should be taxed at a higher rate than Joe Schmo who's working 60 hours a week for $17 an hour.
Right. Well,
that should be taxed at a higher rate. And right now it's taxed at a drastically lower rate.
The lottery is taxed at a higher rate.
I'm not talking about the lottery. I'm talking about the lottery was just how I got the $1.6 million.
I was going to say, because
he's talking about on the investment.
They're going to take 2/3 of that lottery money.
Yeah, no,
he's talking about a lump sum.
I'm talking about in general. If I have $100,000 and I put it into an investment account and I get $100,000 back the next year in profit from an investment account, I'm only going to pay 12 to 15% in capital gains taxes on that $100,000 that I just gained. Right?
Right.
Whereas if I go to work and I work really hard and bust my ass and I make $100,000, I'm going to pay 30% on it.
Right.
That's backwards to me. Like we're doing things backwards.
Right.
We're taxing the wrong thing.
No, that makes sense.
But most people will tell you that makes me a socialist.
Wow.
Because you are.
No, I'm not.
Liberal.
I am a liberal, at least socially. Economically, I'm not so much. I'm more of a classical conservative.
So what you would say is it's 2018. You still don't know what gender you are politically.
No, I'm completely like quadsexual when it comes to politics.
That's like 7 sexuals.
I'm one of the few people that I know who actually votes for people and issues and not parties.
Thank you. I started doing that multiple years ago, and people always say, no matter what I tell them, they try to lump me in as either a Republican or Democrat, sometimes Libertarian. I tend to tell people I'm more Libertarian, and so they say, okay, you're Libertarian. I'm like, no, certain aspects of it I like. I'm not saying that's the best party, and their candidates are often very funny, so at least I got that going for me.
I tend to be socially liberal, economically conservative, and believe that when we live in a global economy and a large technologically advanced society, that we have a responsibility as a collective to make sure that people are not dying from hunger and exposure and lack of health care.
Yeah, we definitely don't want people dying from exposing themselves. They all need capris.
Like, I'm a big proponent of a guaranteed basic income. Like, screw the minimum wage. I think we should get rid of the minimum wage, but I think we should have a guaranteed universal income. If you are over the age of 18, the government gives you X amount of dollars every year.
Socialist.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Why?
I had a guy that said, okay, are you guys going to do this?
No, we're not doing
I was
this.
just
I'll step back.
I really will enjoy the conversation. I love these conversations.
No, because that just leads to heated debates. And
G never gets mad.
I don't get mad at all.
People get mad at him, and he'll remain even killed the whole time, and then they'll just say he was mad. And he's like, but I wasn't. Yes, you were, because you were disagreeing. I'm like,
no, because you can have heated debates and arguments and not get upset about things. But one of the things I said we would never do on this podcast is politics.
Politics.
My bad.
So
no, it's fine.
I'm a guest, folks. That's my bad.
No, you're
right.
fine.
You're fine.
And we always tell people that we have on, like, if they start going too far, we'll just be like, yeah, we're just not going to talk about it anymore. And they're like, oh, okay. Right. It's fine. I mean, everybody has opinions. And we talked about it. I said, politics, sports, and religion are 3 things that are guaranteed to start a fight in any room. Right. You can gather any amount of people, whether it's 2 or 200, and say, okay, who'd you vote for?
Which is hilarious, because the first time I was here, we talked about Michael Jordan, and my head almost exploded.
Right. So, and
well, that was on conspiracy theories where it started, and then you got going, and I thought, this will be fun. And it was.
The sports things,
sports is different, though, but I'm saying
sports we let go. Religion and politics we don't.
Religion and politics are the 2 that we're really
are the 2 that we don't get into. I let Randy go on his religion things.
Well, the religion thing,
but he doesn't go down the well.
But the thing is, when I went off kind of on the religion last week, it was about people who say you're going to hell if you have a sip of beer with dinner.
So
it wasn't like I was sitting there going, okay, if you don't believe in my God and my
6-pack of beer with dinner,
only if it's hemp beer, because God makes hemp. You didn't listen to the podcast last week, did you?
I didn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
We have weed beer downstairs in the fridge.
You do. I did not buy any.
Well, by the way, I say we, and by we I mean the royal we of me.
The royal we. Funny, that's what I call little me too. No, you give me that Oak Spire bourbon barrel aged beer. It was awful. I didn't like it at all.
Well,
I tried. Now here's the thing: I took it home Sunday. It sat in my fridge until Friday.
Okay.
And I went to have dinner. I thought, you know what? I've got 1 beer in my fridge. Let's have it with. This is a nice meal. Beth made some chicken with a homemade honey mustard sauce and rice. And I sat down, cracked open that beer, was eating my food, went for a drink, and I drank, and I went, well, this doesn't pair well together at all.
No.
So I waited till I was done eating, and then I went back to a nice cold beer, Thought, let's see how it tastes. I ended up dumping half the bottle. I was not a fan. I'll give you your $12 for half of your IPA.
It wasn't an IPA.
IPA's
It's not an IPA. He hates IPAs.
So that
And
beer
you're right, they are.
was stored in Knob Creek barrels.
Right.
And Knob Creek is what you just had.
No, I love Knob Creek. I've told you that. Knob Creek's delicious.
Right.
Beer stored in a Knob Creek barrel doesn't magically make that beer delicious.
I feel like you're really fixated on the word knob.
It does. Knob Creek.
Knob.
So
Knob.
I will agree with you that beer is not the greatest. I even said the same
That's
thing.
why I gave it to you.
I would have rather had a Coors Light.
If it was good beer, I would not have
I
shared
would not
it.
go that far.
I'm just saying I would, but I've told you I'm
Coors
not
Light
a beer
is
guy.
Coors Light is not great.
Somebody I saw today that somebody said Coors Light is alcoholic water. And then
It is.
Somebody said I thought that was Natty Light. They said that Natty Light was diet alcoholic water.
Natty
Greatest
Light is-
descriptions
yeah.
I've ever heard.
It is awful. No, that's fine because I said the same thing last night. Like I've had better barrel aged stouts.
I mean, I'm just not a beer. I don't drink a lot of beer, so it's kind of a.
You have to get used to it because I think that's probably one of our second most downloaded.
I don't even like
downloaded
stouts.
episode.
Well,
I'm
I'll
a
taste-
lager guy.
I'll taste a beer. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy it, though. I'm
You don't
just
have
saying,
to. I'll just buy them and then we'll drink them on the air.
Well, if you're buying stuff, fine.
So
You can buy all you want.
we just became an alcoholic podcast.
I think we have a problem.
No, we don't have a problem because the minute you admit that we have a problem, then we have a problem.
We don't have a problem.
Right.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't even have anything in my house at all. So
then we don't have a problem.
because I don't have anything, and you have all the bottles.
Right.
We don't have a problem.
We don't have a problem.
Socialist.
I've got some Crown Apple that is ridiculous.
Crown Apple.
Crown Royal Apple.
Crapple.
Crapple?
So good.
We call that crapple.
It's just but it's
Crapple.
great.
Is that what I tasted at your house last time? Yeah, it's not bad. It's sweeter.
It doesn't have it's not
strong sour
It's not
apple.
like Winter Jack that you can just it's like a 20% cider. It's not like that.
Maybe.
Winter Jack
It
is
is Canadian.
spectacularly good.
All right.
It's not bad for being Canadian, is what he's saying.
Canadians.
Good old fashioned Crown with cranberry juice.
See, I'm not into Canadian.
That sounds like the most
Canadian whiskey.
female Canadian thing you've ever
Crown
seen.
and cranberry
Like
is
I
amazing.
used to drink Yukon Jack because I had to.
Wait, okay.
I like Yukon potatoes.
When and why did you have to drink Yukon?
When I worked at Columbus Car Audio, the head manager there was a huge. He loved Yukon Jack,
And you needed to suck up.
and everybody had to drink it because he loved it.
Oh, I've
Yukon
got a
Jack with
friend
a
that's like that
squirt of
with.
lime.
I've got a friend that's like that with
Yuck.
Rumplemints.
It's
the worst.
Ugh,
Rumplemints is the worst.
gross.
If you're listening to this, Drew, your drink section sucks.
Oh man, that stuff.
Yeah.
I tried it once. Fine. They told me it's a peppermint schnapps
Oh,
shot,
God,
and it's
so
100
bad.
proof, right? They're like, you got to try it. It tastes like it's peppermint. I was like, I hate peppermint. No, it's really good though. It tasted like it wasn't peppermint. It was peppermint on steroids mixed with mouthwash.
No.
It is. Have you had it?
I don't like. I don't like peppermint. I'm not a huge.
It's worse.
Like
I'll
the
eat a
little red
peppermint
and white
candy.
peppermints?
I'll eat one of those.
No, me
This
either.
stuff, way
I don't
worse.
like it's like Scope turned up 1,000 times.
No.
It's
and
awful.
you know what's even worse than cold Rumplemints?
Warm
Room
Rumplemints.
temperature
No.
Rumplemints.
No,
It's making my stomach heave.
no, and I don't like fire water or
I don't like
Fireball
cinnamon.
either.
I don't like
Fireball's
cinnamon.
good.
No,
I like Fireball.
Nope.
because
Cinnamon's
they're doing
gross.
that next weekend. Fireball or Firewater and apple cider. No,
Fireball's good.
Just get you a big jug of cider, put it in a shady corner, and take the lid off for about 3 weeks.
You'll be good. See, if you have it during an apple tree, you could do that.
I just go buy the.
That
stuff
was
and
high
make
school
my
in a
own.
nutshell. Just so
I
you
did.
know.
We did that.
No,
My buddy-
you
my
guys
buddy
drink
Rick
all the
and I.
scope.
We did drink Scope.
Yeah.
Which that might be why you don't like Rumplemints.
But
or
you guys are too
mint-flavored
young. You guys
toothpaste
didn't
now.
have oral hygiene day in high school, did
Yeah,
you?
we did.
Yeah, we did.
Where they come and bring all the little sampled small
Yeah.
mini
Yeah,
the
toothbrushes and
fluoride
toothpaste.
and-
And,
Yeah,
Yeah, we
and
did
Scope. You drink about.
No, they brought us little things of fluoride that we
Oh
had to
no,
swish and spit
we did
back
that,
into
but then
the
they
cup.
always gave us a toothbrush and Scope.
Oh, so they didn't do that for
Right,
us.
we had little bottles of Scope and about 8 bottles of Scope in.
No.
The rest of your day was
I
fine.
feel like in
Now,
DeGraff,
see, they
Ohio,
had-
they one didn't care about alcohol because drugs were a bigger problem, and two
No,
were
there
just
was no
glad
drugs.
that everybody was brushing
Listen,
their teeth.
my little
We always-
town,
we-
it's not DeGraff is not like
Was it like Pleasantville?
it's not like a white. No, not at all. It was like a farm town, like a legit farm town. It wasn't like a white trash town at all.
But I mean, Circleville's a legit farm town.
No, Circleville's a legit like. Well, if you're farming meth, or heroin, yes. But no, the town I grew up in was like legitimately like there were cows and there was corn and there was hay.
Which one did you sleep with first?
The hay. It cut my penis.
Got a rash.
It cut my penis, so I moved on to the cow.
That's a douchebag.
Oh, milking giant udders. Oh, goodness. We have gone off the deep end.
Not
No,
yet.
we started off the deep end.
We've hit
rock bottom.
Not yet.
There's
still so much further we could go.
So we're Wile E. Coyote right now, just waiting.
We're nowhere near the bottom of the
I feel like
Mariana
every
Trench.
time I come to do this with you guys, we end up with like a 3-hour podcast. And I feel like it's my fault.
No, you're fine.
It is your fault. You're absolutely right. It's more the content I'm worried about than the length.
That's what editing is for.
It's more the girth. Oh,
That's what
we
she
don't
said.
edit. he basically adds an intro and a little intro, and then our
All I
music.
know
outro
is that
and-
after the first time I was here, Martelle sent out like just the like cut up of what we had before it went live for the 140 people that are listening to it. I'm being generous, I know. And
Very.
I played it for my wife, and she laughed, and then when she was done, she went, "God, I hope my mom doesn't listen to that."
Well, we actually had a story about that.
Oh, Grandma Tabor?
Yeah, so mom,
shit.
Mom is a faithful listener to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but your mom knows me and loves me regardless of the words that come out of my mouth.
Martelle even referenced her, and he got to meet her at Pumpkin Show when we recorded at my place. He'll always, because I'll say, "Mom, turn it off."
I'm like, "Hey, Sharon."
It gets sketchy. Hey, Sharon. And she was out there, and somehow they got on the topic. Maybe Grandma saw it on my Facebook or something. She said, should I listen? And Mom said, well,
No.
She said, I'll tell you this. They're very funny. You know, Randy's funny, and he makes me laugh. And the other guy is his language, he's not very friendly with the language. Basically, it was Mom trying to explain to Grandma, he says the F word too many times.
And your son-in-law's on there occasionally, and he also says those words.
Yeah. I feel like she already knows that about you, and she just gave up long ago.
Yeah.
Kind of a unfortunate shit happened situation. It's my podcast.
Right. Absolutely.
Say what I want.
Oh, I'm not telling you not to.
I know.
If you were trying to censor yourself, I would have no interest in being here.
Sorry, Sharon.
She did say that I'm funny, though, and you talk a lot, say a lot of bad words. So.
I do say a lot of bad words.
Thanks, Mommy. I love you.
I
Always
have
supportive.
Hi, sis. I love you too.
I have the dictionary. Or no, that's not it.
Urban Dictionary game?
No. That's fun.
You have Tourette's, is what you're trying to say.
Kinda, yeah. I have it's more like the
You have,
vocabulary of a sailor, except I've never.
Yeah,
been
when
on,
you can say it.
I've only been on the Maid of the Mist.
Niagara Falls joke, people. That's a Niagara Falls joke.
On the
I haven't even been on
American side.
that. I read Pirates of the Caribbean.
The
and
American
Disney
side
when
of
I was 12.
Niagara Falls is the biggest shithole in America. It is awful. Krista and I go to Niagara Falls every 3 or 4 years, and we love it. And we're going across the border. We're like, thank God we left that shithole behind. And we go to the other side of the river where it's really nice.
I've been to Canada once.
Canada.
I don't have any desire.
My biggest issue with Canada is is like taking your American money to the Canadian casino. I always feel like I'm
You're getting
getting
ripped
jobbed.
off.
I feel like I'm getting jobbed when
You
they
are.
transfer out my money.
Quit giving it to the Eskimos and give it to the Native Americans. Give it to the Indians.
So
Give to our
here's my
native
issue
people.
with Canada. By heredity, I am French Canadian.
By heredity.
Right, heredity. Oh yeah, he's out.
Oh,
We're
is he
talking
full
about Diesel.
story? Yeah.
He's full blown.
He's just
With the
got
drool
full
thing?
face
Oh, I
semen.
see it now.
Yeah.
Full face semen.
Yeah, he drools. He at some point he may start running in his sleep. He was running earlier today.
If he
Marley
does one of those
does
things where he
that.
takes off running and smacks it into a wall.
Marley does that. Now, our other dog, she's only a year old. She's a puppy still, but she's
she's on
60.
crack.
She's huge. She's 65 pounds. She's a big girl.
It's the pumpkin spice latte of dogs.
Yeah,
We call it the LeMaster 500 because about once a day she'll just decide our kitchen and our living room are connected with 2 openings.
Yeah.
And she will do 30 laps as fast as she can, and she will hit the like pergo floor in the kitchen, like slide into a wall, and she'll just keep going.
I just had a connecting that 2 openings joke. And it was really, really funny. But I know
Like
she'll
Human
probably listen to
Centipede?
this one because you're on it, and it involved you and my aunt, so I'm not going to say it.
Fair enough.
No, not Human Centipede.
No.
That's just one opening to one opening.
So back to Canada, not Diesel. I am French Canadian.
That
So
explains
my
so much.
ancestors.
Oui.
Oui. So my ancestors came down through Germany, lived in the French Canadian
It's
provinces.
King Wee Wee, thank you very much.
And then they came down through America. So I am French Canadian German, and Martelle is French and Canadian and stands for the hammer and blah blah blah. And there's a whole history.
My name's French as well.
They
Shimp?
drive me insane. The minute that we were up there, and they're like, "Oh, Martelle, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't speak French."
I'm from Lancaster, Ohio.
No, this was when I lived in East Liverpool. But it was, I'm American. Immediately, fuck you. Like the whole fuck you attitude. Hate Americans because French Canadians hate Americans. Fuck you attitude.
Now, to be fair to the French Canadian listeners, we don't have.
They hate Americans.
Most everybody hates Americans.
Not everybody.
I said most.
A lot of people.
Most everybody.
If you are not American, there's a pretty good chance.
And also, to be fair on that, I'm American and I don't like most Americans. So
yeah, but to be
I don't
fair
like most
on that,
people.
that's what I was going to say. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're
doesn't
American,
matter.
whether
Also,
you're
it's not a nationality
Australian.
thing.
No.
It doesn't matter whether you're Atlantean. I don't care.
I don't care if you're black,
You could
white.
be from Atlantis.
Section
I
eight.
probably
Yeah, that's what I
won't
said.
like you.
If you're human,
Where's the Section 8 race come from?
You can be a mermaid. I probably
Detroit.
won't like you.
That was good. That one got me. You got me into a high-pitched laugh. You haven't done that in a while.
New Albany.
New Albrony.
Albany.
That's what I said. Albrony.
Why you adding an R in there?
Bro. Never mind.
You and I are on the same wavelength.
I know, I
Martel's
get it.
just
I'm
over
just-
here in no man's
I'm
land.
over there playing devil's advocate with it.
Just to be,
I'm doing it on purpose.
you're making
That
me
should
dyslexic.
be a drop.
I'm
that
becoming
sigh,
mentally
that loud
dyslexic.
sigh should be a drop that you just drop into things from now on. Right there.
All right.
We've covered fashion. We've covered politics. We've covered
Covered
morning
slang.
sex. We've covered peeing in your own face.
We covered Zeus's dick.
We've covered Zeus's dick. We've covered
Well, now you can't edit all that
Diesel's
out.
mouth
because-
semen. We've been everywhere. We've covered politics.
And we have given you what you guys come here for. Discussions about taxes.
yeah.
And the
For sure.
penis of statue Zeus.
In your Carhartt shirt.
I feel like my Carhartt shirt is the least important thing in this entire episode.
Are you sure?
I
'Cause
agree
It was all about
completely.
fashion
It wasn't all about fashion. We did fashion.
for 45 minutes.
We did slang.
For 10 minutes.
We did do Zeus's dick for at least 5 minutes.
Right.
You might have. I couldn't get it to fit.
I didn't last 5 minutes. What?
Sorry, Mom. Good episode. Good episode.
Thanks for having me,
All right.
guys.
Thanks for listening.
Hey,
Check
football
us
season's
out.
over. You can come out more now.
That's true.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Check us out on Facebook, Instagrams, and the Twitters at Buckhorn Podcast.
Yes, definitely be sure to check us out on Twitter that we are the least active on. We
Yeah.
appreciate your...
I'm trying to be more active as I'm getting pressured by other users to be more active on the Twitters.
I still refuse to use it because somebody made fun of me.
Get over yourself.
And I took my ball and went home. Honestly, I just...
Took your tweet and went home.
I took my tweeters and went home. No, it's just one more thing, and I just don't want to deal with it.
That's all right. I'll deal with it. Just like everything else.
Oh, yeah, you will.
I can't even get you to do an edit on the damn Podbean.
I did edit on the Podbean.
Add more.
Add more?
Yeah.
Oh, you said edit. I just edited.
Edit, add notes, add
just
more.
corrected
We're not
all of
getting
your
into this
awful
right now.
grammar.
I'm trying to do the damn outro.
I zoned out.
For Randy, I am Martelle. Thanks to GW for showing up today. We will talk to you
are
later.
vocabularily dyslexic.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Yamato.
They're both fruits.
No, apparently, according to Randy, it's potato, tomato.
They're both vegetables, bro. It works.
No, one's a fruit and one's a vegetable.
Yeah, you're a
I'm not
fruit
even
and I'm a
sure
vegetable.
One's a vegetable. One's a tuber, and one's a fruit.
One's a root and one's a vegetable.
Technically, neither one is a vegetable.
So a fruit, a tuber, and a tomato walk into a bar.
I think you just
Wait, the tomatoes
all
are fruit.
three of us sitting in this room.
It's going to be a good day, fellas.
That's who's who, though.
Dibs on tuber.